All right, ladies and gentlemen, my highly esteemed diplomats, everyone, once again, welcome to the call tonight. And we have one of our top leaders in Africa, a man who has paid the due as far as Safia and Zeniq business is concerned, and also a diamond rank leader. So it's not just a leader by mouth, it's a leader by proofs. Now, one of the reasons why I'm trying to see we bring our African teams together, irrespective of whatever team that you belong to, is that I find that most of the time we, the African, we like to fight ourselves. We fight ourselves for nothing. At the end of the day, we lose out big time. And I'm not really surprised why the African continent is underdeveloped compared to the Europeans and the Western and all of that. So the Americans and all that. Now, if you look at it, we have about 3 major regional directors with this company. And they all have different teams all over the world and including Africa. And guess what? Anytime they're holding meeting, we all attend. We don't really even care. If Aska is holding meeting, Aska is my upline, everybody attend. If Mark is holding meeting, it's not my upline, everybody attend. He has his own team. Now, as long as it's a white-skinned person that is doing the meeting, we are cool. We don't have any problem with it. But once it's our own person, and it's not our upline, even when he has something nice to say, we just check out. So I really want to put a stop to that. Just want to let the whole world know that we are Africans, we are one family. Yeah, we are different teams making our money, but we still one family. Very sorry that we're starting really late tonight, so I don't want to take much of your time again. I wanted to just quickly put on that. And furthermore, next week, Tuesday, we'll be holding Comrade Sam. And by next week, Thursday, we'll be holding one of our own. There's also one leader, a diamond leader, who happened to be in Dubai during this the last event that happened. Of course, he was able to probably have the visa, he had the document anyway, so he could actually travel. So the ban didn't really affect him. So we're going to be co-hosting so that he can tell us, because he was sharing beautiful news with me. I didn't want only me to hear this. I said, okay, my community needs to hear this. So also get ready for that. So meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, my highly esteemed diplomats, join me and welcome this phenomenon. The one and only apostle, Eneh, a diamond rank leader with Safia Global. Hello, sir. Welcome to the call.
Thank you very much, the handsome ambassador. I think
thank you, sir.
Yeah, we can just is my voice audible now?
Yes, sure.
Okay, I just came for the church program, and I have to find one corner of the place to stay for this meeting. So I'm going to be a little bit coded. But one important thing is that let me check first. Is anybody here for the first time? You are here for the very first time. I'd like to have you indicate your hand so that we understand the audience that we are trying to present to. Anyone here? Today is your first time. Can you raise up your hand? All right. Now, since we do not have any person here, but it's also quite to be very beautiful if we can take advantage of these meetings and then bring our friends to the meeting. So let me have a time to share my screen with us. And I just want to share something that I discuss anywhere and everywhere I find myself. Now, in a nutshell, everything we are going to discuss about this company, Sapphire, is embedded on this diagram of a 360 ecosystem of Zeniq. Now, this speaks volume of the project. Now, let me help you to understand one thing about this project. This is a model of the New York Stock Exchange on the blockchain. Now, primarily, Zeniq is not developed like any other crypto space designed for the crypto market. Zeniq is developed to be able to handshake 2 main economic platforms, the mainstream economy and the blockchain economy. Now, these 2 ends of the economy will still be marrying each other for a very long time. And this is a part of it that is missing out in the whole system. And so what Zeniq has achieved to do is to create a marriage bond that unites the mainstream economy and the blockchain economy. And one of the things that Zeniq have achieved to do is to create a level of confidence for the mainstream economy. Number one, because one of the bad news that you always hear in the crypto space is that you can lose your money. And there's no businessman, there's no investor that would ever like to find himself at the environment that in the swing of the day, he can lose all his assets. So this is a challenge that we are having in terms of the blockchain. So that's why I've just developed something that will be able to provide solutions to this problem, right? And that's what the ecosystem of Zeniq speaks about. We all understand about the importance of the decentralized exchange. We talked about the solution of the cross-chain transaction. Now, when we talk about the cross-chain transaction, one of the beautiful things that you enjoy and we are going to enjoy about the Zeniq ecosystem is that Zeniq ecosystem is the only decentralized exchange that Bitcoin can come in as Bitcoin and go out as Bitcoin. There is no any decentralized exchange in the world today that Bitcoin can come in. That's why you don't find Bitcoin in what they call the Binance chain, Ethereum chain, because you have to wrap the Bitcoin before it can come in. So Zeniq is going to enjoy the volume of Bitcoin trading because there's a solution there. And then we now talk about the Zeniq hub, which already we are fortunate enough to be the generation that see the Zeniq 1.0. We are the most fortunate generation that have witnessed the extra value of the 1.0 Zeniq hub. Now, after this generation of this or this period, there are a lot of people who are coming in the future will not have access or will not enjoy the added value. So what is the added value? The added value is the coin that we minted out of Zeniq, which has reduced drastically. Right now, it's almost 1.1 daily, if you can have that. But the importance of Zeniq Hub is not about the minting of the coin. It's an instrument of security that provides a solution for the mainstream economy. Because one of the challenges of the crypto space is the ability of an average person to be able to come and do things like an expert. And the fear of becoming an expert on the blockchain has caused a lot of people to lose their money. And so that's why we have the Zeniq Hub, which have been designed in a unique way. Now, let me show you something that you can see. I want to believe that somebody should confirm for me that you are seeing my screen. Am I sharing my screen? All right.
Yes, yes, very clear, very clear.
Okay. Now, so if you understand that, now I will show you something about one of the unique things that Zeniq has achieved. Now, let me get this for you. Zeniq. Okay, now take a look at this. If you take a look at this, now observe something here. Now, you need to use this instrument. As you look at this image that is displayed here, you will notice something here. I'm going to pause it at the point. You notice something here that Zeniq have done that does not exist. Now take at the architecture of this device, which is the solution. Look at it. Look at inside. The two devices that are inside one device. That is what Zeniq have achieved to do. Now we have a device that's able to take what we call the cold wallet into a device. We now have a kind of a security that is called three-factor authenticator that does not exist. I'm sure you know that all we have today is called two-factor authenticator. So Zeniq has been the first company that come out with a hardware that is called three-factor authenticator. Now with this, now it's like you're having a two-bedroom. Now you went to the market and you buy anything you want to buy in the digital economy, whether you buy digital shares or what have you, and then you return back to the house. Now you are going to return back to the first room of your house. And then when you return back to the first room, all you need to do is to disconnect the internet and then transfer all your assets to another apartment that is not internet enabled. Because without internet, there is no way an hacker can hack you. This is going to create a kind of a level of assurance to the mainstream economy who are coming in. And then we have the like of apps. I'm sure you know that currently right now, in comparison, there is no app like Zeniq app because it does 4-in-1 app. It does 4 things of what other apps are doing together. And then we talk about the debit card, which already is going to be an instrument. Now, let me share something here. As we talk about the tokenization, which is the main project of Zeniq, all we are talking about now is that this particular one is going to be the main source of the system. So it's quite interesting for you to understand exactly what we are doing here. Now, I want to push you to something that's on board right now. We're talking about TUPAN, the what we call the carbon credit, because right now, almost all of us here are part of Zeniq. So I'm not going to repeat the old story of ABC, but let's go to the real market that is working now. Most of us came to meet Zeniq when the minting capacity factors was almost near zero, and we all regret it. But let me say this first, that Zeniq is like you have the New York Stock Exchange. Now, we already have become a kind of independent brokers. So we are going to see a lot of projects coming onto this platform. And that's why Zeniq is becoming a career that you can sit on Zeniq and build a career of your life, okay? Now, if you would do that now, right now on board, we have heard about the Avinoc, but let me open your eye to what we call the TUPAN project that's going on. If there's any a new goal at the marketplace today is a carbon credit. Now, some of us don't really understand the power of the carbon credit. Let me explain in a layman language. It's like you have a forest in your village, and I have a forest in my village. And because of the advancement of what I'm doing, and I now start consuming my forests. And we know that the forest and the green trees, all of it is a source of livelihood because it produces oxygen. And now I have started consuming the forest, which is a source of negative ion that brings down the effect of the carbon green footprints globally. Now, since I have cleared my forests and make profit and build industries, now your forest is intact, and I now serve you a notice that I'm going to clear also my forests, and you know that the existence of my forest is why all of us exist. And now if I also clear my forests, all of us are going to consume together. That's why you see the whole world now is running to Africa, because Africa has the largest reserve forests, which I'm going to open your eye to see now what is going on. Now, the UN now have decided and make a law that if you do not reduce your greenhouse footprints, you must buy the carbon credit. That means an airline will not fly without buying a carbon credit. A company will not run their system without carbon credit. In fact, every industry in the world that is on operation will never operate without carbon credit. And so that's why the forest managers now is now going to become the major goal. That is why, take a look at now. Africa just finished what we call the countries of partners. Right now in Egypt, it's still going on Egypt, but now see, Africa has already set up to develop the carbon credit in Africa. Take a look at this. I have this document here. I'm not doing a normal presentation today. I'm just showing you something now. Look at this, is what I'm talking about. Africa Carbon Market Initiative. This is the document that has been released in Egypt right now. And guess what? Let me take it up this, and then you can see something here. Let me show you something here. Look at this page. Now you can see the steering committee, because as I'm speaking with you now, Congo Brazzaville have the biggest forest reserve in the whole world. Now look at the steering committee. Even our vice president is one of the steering committee members to be able to make why how Africa will also harness our forests. But then, while we wait for Africa to be able to harness and certify our forests and be able to start to sell the carbon credits already, a company has taken over the South America. That's what we have, the Tupan. That's what I'm trying to bring you up to connect you to the market called Tupan. So this is what Tupan, this is what the most advanced countries has already certified, and they now have licensed carbon credits agents, and Tupan is one of that company. Now, just imagine, this is like selling the air. And so we have the opportunity right now. Tell this to your friend that the new economy has come. Now, why do we have Tupan on the blockchain? In the new economy, when an asset is listed on the stock market, it is called shares. When that asset is listed on the blockchain, it is called security token. Why is it called security token? Because there is a backup asset. There is an intrinsic value. So that is what Tupan represent. And that is why we, as members of Zeniq, that is building this community, we are privileged through our partner, our community, Sapphire, opening a door for us to be able to access this project at the very beginning when the world is waking up. So we are the generation of people who is moving at the beginning of a new economy. Imagine those who wake up and started the internet. Imagine those who wake up and started the Bitcoin of this world. And so we are now staying at the front of the basketball. That is why I encourage everyone that came to hear that you are sitting on top of gold. And that gold center is Zeniq. Make no mistake, Zeniq will make you rich. You know why? On the blockchain today, a lot of companies, you see a lot of design will fall. You know what? Because the main guy will come and take over this business. And that's why Zeniq has come at the front to develop something that would attract the mainstream economy and also the layman. The focus of Zeniq is to make sure that the blockchain is as easy as ABC, so that an average person can use the blockchain and develop his life. And so if I quickly make a summary of what I've shared to you today, number one, we have seen the ecosystem that represents Zeniq. Now I'm trying to push this to make it so simple, so that if you can pick up anytime the ecosystem and you are able to explain this ecosystem to anybody, you will be able to duplicate yourself. You'll be able to market the product. Make no mistake, this is bigger than any insurance company in the world. who are selling the untangible, and we have a tangible something to serve. That is why, guys, this is an opportunity. Now, let me explain something. I want to drag it down here for us. As you look at these projects, now you understand the value of Zeniq. This company called Tupan, before they came in contact with Zeniq, they were on the level of what we called the high initial exchange offer. They are passed through the preliminary of all their listing, and they were at the point of the exchange. And they now discovered and came across Zeniq. And that is why they have to now recycle themselves and allow Zeniq to manage their whole system. We have this privilege. And make no mistake, this particular asset works like this. Tupan will be one of the, let's call it a crypto if you like, but it's a security asset. But since it's on the blockchain, that's what we call coin or token if you like. Now, but this will be one of the projects that the price, you will almost see the up of Zeniq, of Tupan than the normal dip. The reason is that as Tupan is developing the forestation, and they are selling up the carbon certificates, Tupan would have designed, Zeniq have designed what we call a buyback bench, work like this. Money in by percentage injected into the system would remain to buy the floating points. What that means is that I don't know why that helps. This, sorry, I'm using my phone to do this. Please, I don't know if I make sense tonight because I'm really like I'm on the road. So sorry about this. Please hear me, please. Please wait for me. I'm in a meeting. Please wait for me. I'm in a meeting. Wait for me. Thank you. Sorry about this. Hello?
Yes, go on, sir.
Okay. So what I've explained called the buyback bench. Tupan by design is designed to have what we call a buyback bench. So what I'm trying to explain is this. I want to give you the reason why you need to buy more of Tupan. You need to tell everybody to buy Tupan because Tupan is one of the goals that Zeniq discovered. You know, these guys are very smart guys. They are able to understand because we are dealing with security tokens or security coin. And so Zeniq have seen the future of this project. And that is why they allow Tupan to come in as a kind of a platform to just list their projects. They now took over the co-ownership of Tupan. That is for our own benefit. because they knew very well where Tupan is going and where the carbon market is going. And so you will always have the price of Tupan being stable. In fact, Tupan will be functioning like a semi-stable coin. So that is the reason that I'm trying in my heart that no one can afford to miss Tupan, right? So as you look at this is very important of what I have to share with us here. And if you also check up, now, a lot of people don't understand. There's a few things that you need to ask Google to answer you. Now, let's ask Google one question that I always ask. Now, I want to ask New York stock on blockchain. Okay, let's look at this. New York stock on the blockchains. I'm trying to look at just 1 minute. Let me go to get Google to give me what I want to share with us. The reason why I'm doing this is that Mr. Bright will give you the training of all the slides, but I don't deal with slides. I'm trying to help us to come to the new light. Now, let's look at this. New York stock on blockchain. Let me see, I can get what I want. Okay, let's get this. Now, if you ask this, if you just do a Google search, you will discover that both New York Stock Exchange, now look at this, New York owners gets on board with crypto-powered revamp. New York Stock Exchange parent company makes push. Let's open this. Let's open this. Look at it. Look at it. New York Stock Exchange parent companies make push into blockchain. So this is what we call the mainstream economy. They are already migrating from the stock server to the blockchain, okay? And that is why Zeniq has already positioned ourselves for the market. And we are at the front of the basketball. So I want to understand that the instrument that we have in our hand is already, the instrument we have in our hand is already something that really help us to push. So please, I do not really have the environment to present the full presentation, but what I summarize this night is that I am able to summarize to you, hello, sir. I was able to summarize to you the ecosystem. And one thing I want to do is that you need to understand the basic selling point of our project. You cannot fail to understand how this maximum security work for digital assets and why. The answer is this. This is what is grabbing the heart of the mainstream economy about this project. And that is why the last program Zeniq just had in Dubai, it was not for everybody. It was for the mainstream investors. These were the things that the company were showcasing to the whole world, what they've achieved. And make no mistake, there is no other company in the world that's able to achieve this. So just imagine today that Zeniq Hub, a full Zeniq Hub cannot give you one coin, right? Now imagine how scarce will be these assets in the near future if today, just from last, we had June last year, just last year, June, and today, the Zeniq coin will giving you, you can't even have one. Just look at 5 years from now, what it will take and where it will take for you to generate one Zeniq coin. But let me show you something that will shock you. Do you know that these things that God gave us on the platter of gold is what the Indians are buying now? And they are buying the Zeniq hub that is minting 1 for them. Why we bought the hub that was minted for us 40, 50, 30, 20. But people are buying today is minting some less than 1 in a day. Guys, today, before you, Chupan is minting 93 point something today. You are now being greeted with another opportunity to harness the potential of this project. You cannot sit on the fence. Today, the Indians have taken over the market because we Africans, all we want is 1 + 1 must equal to 2 today. And we are so interested about the return of investment, and we keep on messing up our life. I want to invite you, all of you that run from pole to pillar. This is a goal in your hand. And I want you to take this as a career of your life. Make sure that you understand the ecosystem of Zeniq. Make sure that you understand the component of that ecosystem, and make sure that you stay on float to learn every asset that is coming on board right now. In summary, Chupan is on board now. Remember that Chupan is environmental. The company is registered with the sake of United States, and is a security token. So when you are thinking about going to the stock market to go and buy a share, understand that you are buying Chupan as a share on the blockchain. The difference is that when an asset is listed on the stock market, it is called shares. But when it's listed on the blockchain, it's called token. If it has a backing asset, it's called security token. That is what we have today. And I do believe that with a few moments I share with you, because of the environment is so noisy, I hope that I'm able to communicate a little value with you. Maybe one of these days now we'll find time to dissect and break this down, because the good is that we must make it simple. We must discuss it simple. We must make it as simple as ABC. And that is the goal of Zeniq, bringing the blockchain to a larger community of over 93% who are not expert in the industry. So, Mr. Bright, thank you very much. This much I can share because of the environment here. And I do hope that from what
Okay.
something else. God bless you.
Okay, I think that was a great one. Thanks so much, great leader. Really appreciate you. Thank you for that. Yeah, it was short, but I think we did enjoy it. Okay, now let me stop the recording then, so we can ask you questions. Just hold on for questions.